Uh, Good evening, everybody. Hi, Sayano. How are you? It's Friday night, and, Yang Xiaolong's birthday, actually. And also the day I got my third volume of Asumi-chan, so it's a good day today. So, the whatever this event is, the Chinese New Year event, they have one every year. We got new stuff. I got Miss Lynn over here, and the oldest brother of like Dusk and Yan and stuff. And so I do have a lot of roles, but I kind of need my roles for the future, so I'm not really gonna bother with this. I'll break my pity, and that's about it. But free rolls is free rolls. It's like going to a buffet restaurant. Free rolls is free rolls.
Reporting in! You must be the doctor. Call me Myrtle. Myrtle of Durin.
There used to be a restaurant buffet where you know, in my neck of the woods, as it were, and we had a buffet called Orion's, and my mom didn't like it too much, but oh, 2 5-stars, very nice. But when my dad was alive, we would occasionally go there for like special occasions and whatnot. And this trigger warning about blood. There was a situation where I picked up a roll as a young lass, and you know, I was cutting my roll so I could butter it up with honey butter and everything. And I ended up cutting into my finger without even realizing it, and I was just cutting away without, like, any pain whatsoever until it was pointed out to me. And I just look at my hand for a sec, like, and I start crying because, you know, I'm in pain by that point, but it's just so funny to me that I was just, like, cutting into myself, and I just couldn't tell because I was just so absorbed by the roll.
I'm Nolenta.
Anyway, trigger warning over.
From now on, Thank you for choosing Fire Whistle Security Services. My name is... Huh? Codename? Just call me Fire Whistle. Yep, that's the key to raising brand awareness.
So, Fire Whistle's kind of fun because she has an interesting relationship with Shaw, who is the main firefighter force on Rhodes Island. And, Fire Whistle's like, oh yeah, the cute little squirrel that talks a mile a minute. Adorable. And she just, like, wants to tease her endlessly because she's a pyromaniac. So that's the major thing that I was looking for. Everything else is just a bonus at this point. Now, normally I would, like, E2 the unit that I want, but as you can see, I'm kind of low on resources. We didn't get a dead week at all, which is really unfortunate. And so I was able to get defender chips, but that's about it. I couldn't get, like, E2 defender chips, so I can E1 her, and that's about it. However, I have other things that I want to do, so I can't actually E1 her at the moment. Because we also got these very fun modules, the Corecaster modules, and I like to use Corecasters, so I went ahead and prepped some of them for this. I just need to put some levels on them, and I would like to do all 4 of them, but again, I don't exactly have the LMD because there's the welfare that I was going to eat to, and then all of this, and they should have given us a dead week, and they didn't, because we just got to pump it out.
やっぱり戦場で実践してみた方がいいですよね。
Relaxing music. Hello there. Yes, you in front of the screen. Before we begin meditation, let's find the most snug chair to sit in that you can, and get nice and comfortable on it. That's gotta be this one. I can even stick my tail out between the seat and backrest. It's a bit of a squeeze, but that's fine. The magazine said meditation helps you lose weight, so if I clamp down where I want my weight to get lost, I bet it'll work out even better. Keep your body upright, don't lean back. Let your tail hang down naturally and put your hands on your lap if you want. Relax your shoulders. Keep your airways open. Relax your core. Now I think I need to sit a little more firm. I cut out Gabrielle's signature from a medical history file last night. I need to be ready, just in case she comes looking for me. First we'll do some deep breathing. In, out. In, out. In, out. And we'll repeat that 12 times in total. In, out. That's so many times. Wait, no, I need to stay focused. In, out, in, out. Feel your inner peace. My cheeks are all hot. Does this count as peace? I guess so. Close your eyes, let all your pressure fall away, and then inside your mind, picture a beautiful wish. Beautiful wish? I want to be able to help Gabrielle out. If Gabrielle wants to be a doctor, then I'll sort out everything else for her. I'll lead the tribe. I'll be a Lord Emir. I'll even fight the fights I don't want to. And then hold that beautiful feeling inside your mind. And then Gabrielle will praise me for doing good, and she'll say, Tomimi, you're always the one I can count on most. You're always helping me out with stuff. Now before your eyes, a beautiful scene is going to appear. Gabrielle, in front of me, telling me I'm the most reliable ever. Girlish squeals. Now focus on your breathing. Yo, Tomimi! There you are. Gabrielle? Have I been helping you out? Don't try to control your breathing. Concentrate on the feelings that surround it. Huh? A bunch, I guess. Really? Don't try to follow any thoughts. I mean, not the time with the rocket launcher, but down in Zaretsa and when we were headed back to Akahala, right? You were right there helping me. Hey, hold on, quit swishing your tail, you're gonna wreck that chair. Crash. Imagine yourself inhaling pure energy, exhaling your muddied, negative emotions. Gabrielle gave me that tail clamp just yesterday. You see, Tomimi has, like, a really oversized tail. So she kind of needs back support. Alright, up next is Haze. Oh, right. There's something else I have to do. So, the talent upgrade that Tomimi gets is range reduces slightly. So normally, when she activates her skill, she gets like a Liberator range, which is only here, here, and here. But with Module 2, she also gets corner tiles, which is just barely enough to sort of be a little bit better. And considering I have invested heavily into Tomimi, we are making that happen. Not that though. 5% increase? Not worth it. The range increase? Yeah, that's kind of worth it. Also, my new mouse is working like a dream.
Yummy.
Through the forest, she makes her way. Between the bars of naked steel, she slips from one end of the alleyway to the other. And on top of a faded billboard, she climbs. Not far away, an empty tin can topples over. She takes a small step back, crouching for a while under the shadow. Only once she's sure her silhouette is alone again under the moonlight does her step pick up once again, deft like a wisp of fog. She finds her way straight through a window empty of its glass. A bottle of water rests on the ground, which she avoids with great intent. Probably the recent shower of rain, that tonight's so especially bright. Not a good omen in any case. In times gone by, no one would dare trespass into the forest thick of fog, for there was the witch's domain. The greedy merchant had won to the witch's powers, but pitch-black smoke would bind the neck of such a soul. Only lost children would have good fortune in the night. Most of the coven had come to suffer a different kind of curse already. But in the hazy night, those inauspicious stones would happily be hidden from view. A great fire of yore took the original witch forest. And thereafter, one nomadic city to the next, these empty rooms have been little more than the cracks between neon and skyscrapers' reflections. Hardly fit for a safe domain. She silently patrols her temporary lodgings and finds the hat out of a pile of miscellanies. A broad-brimmed one, cloth-heavy, set in all of its layers. Its inside is riddled with patchwork, every hand which sewed on those eclectic fabrics still there in her memories. Some were wizened, some young, all so soft without exception, so tender. She jumps into it, lets the sheets of fabric surround her body as if she's returned to their embrace. Another hand rests on her head. She remembers this one, the youngest among them, and the last to still follow her. This girl's hand once carried the scent of green grass and fresh paper like the others, but in these times it was always sullied with rust, with blood. They've been found again. The young witch picks her up and cradles her, and puts on another hat entirely. Take a guess. How long can we still run, I wonder, before the next time we're caught? The creature brushes against the witch's cheek, reflecting not an inch of light. Together, she and the girl leap into the dark of night, straight through the forest. Such is the freedom they were meant to share. The witch's forest is some kind of, weird Victorian thing, and Hayes is apparently like one of the last witches. But in the Light Spark and Darkness event, she does like inaugurate another girl into the witch's coven, which is yeah, communal thing. Teacher-student type deal. And lastly, our favorite daughter with 7 tons of plot.
Thank you, Doctor. I've learned so much from you.
Okay, so DWDB221E, also known as the Civilite Eterna, which is very, very, very plot relevant. So this, I'm probably not going to understand anything what's about to happen. First, there are a few indistinct silhouettes. Soon, a dazzling light. Gradually, the light grows distant and rises to the sky, leaving behind bright blotches. Not long after, these points of light themselves speed far away, and all that remains is a meaningless jet black. You remember those blotches are celestial bodies, every one. You remember the home of the stars is called the cosmos. Then immediately your sight abruptly grows clear. Sleek metal, a sealed room. A clear window forms your third eye. Through the window you gaze at a colossal gray sphere, and in the center of that megastructure no normal mind could comprehend. It quietly awaits its birth father. You suddenly feel a kind of movement. A wet fluid clouds your vision. You begin to seek this emotion's root. You see a child's birth. It is your child. A brand new fate. A soul entrusted. But against that yawning megastructure, how insignificant a light of such minuscule proportions it is. You return to the now and gaze at those engineering ships, big and small. You, the mathematician, quickly make a ridiculous comparison. Even the smallest ship among them is thousands of times larger than an infant of mankind. But you have all done it. Starting from the antiquity of antiquity, starting with fire or a hunt, you have come all the way to today. You're immensely proud. By some mysterious mechanism, you feel this pride as if it is your own, upon which more information pours into your mind. You remember your own identity. You realize that you are the designer of that artificial satellite. And after such a long journey in subspace, you finally greet the moment of its completion with your own eyes. Honor, wealth, family, ideals. Such vocabulary flickers elusive, hovers, dissipates. And in the end there is only left one, and only one. Future. What? What did you see? Hey, respond! Hey! All present lapse into silence. A young woman to the side wells with urgency. Examine his brain! I told you we shouldn't have been so hasty. We only just set up protocol channels to database comms. This is our first recorded successful transmission. I'm sorry. Wait, what are you saying? I mean, I never used to be too fond of you planetary engineers. I always felt your work was all style, no substance. But I saw it. I saw your past. I shared in your past. I felt your emotions. It was like nothing else. Yes, I felt you reminisce like an ordinary father about your children and your home. I saw that artificial moon, astonishing as anything. And the sensation, it's beyond all imagination. We've done it. Once again, everyone is silent. So, the one to break the silence is a fairly young, red-haired lady. How will it record our epoch and the epochs to come? As an omnibus of idiocy, I presume, someone responds thoughtlessly. We've had quite enough ourselves, but from here on out, none of them will ever find another excuse to embellish history. Have a little more faith in mankind, friends, says another, elderly, who simply sits down and shuffles herself into a comfortable position. We've drawn enough lessons already. Our progeny won't be repeating our mistakes. Some chuckle bitterly. It is, of course, no more than a beautiful wish. So we've definitely succeeded. Project EWDB221E has borne fruit so quickly. My god. With no warning, a curly-haired person springs to his feet. Are we always going to call it DWB221E? I know project numbering follows regulation format. Cold nomenclature. Just like AMA. But our work deserves a more dignified official title. Once again, he throws out the proposal he hadn't relented on for more than half a year now. I want to call it Destiny, or maybe Truth of the World. The ensuring silence is now an awkward one. How about the Black Crown? In terms of an intuitive visual impression of parts of its appearance, it does resemble a crown after all. Not a fan. That one sounds like some boring historical drama. In that case, the elderly woman interrupts her subordinates before they embroil themselves in yet another endless dispute. She gazes out at the stars beyond the window. Some unwelcome information is arriving. But humanity will ultimately overcome this hardship, just as it has countless times before. I have a proposal. We should call it Civilite Eterna. So there's just so much lore in here. One of which is that the one of the moons is just like a giant space station. And the Ama here is, to my understanding, that's what Calcit's name used to be. But she's no longer that person. She's now Calcit. So it's yeah, there's a lot to dissect from that. Oh, what do you mean I don't have enough Orion? That is unacceptable.
This place reminds me of Lungman.
So I recently
It's
crunched the
quiet.
numbers,
Doesn't have the
and as
constant
it turns
pitter-patter
out,
of the
I
rain.
straight up just don't need materials anymore. Like I have enough to eat to everyone in my current roster and everything else for the next 6 months. I'll still do events, but if I actually need to like do dead weeks or something, I'll just grab the stuff from the shop that's important, like tokens or pulls or whatever, and then I'm just going to stop working.
Rhodes Island's base is outfitted so much better than my little office.
There you go, Blitz. Yeah, that is straight up no moon. The thing is, like I'll say, the thing is, Arknights loves to flirt about with urban fantasy and what have you, but just like good old I'm in love with the villainous, it turns out it is actually a science fiction story. Oh, good pull. Good pull. We also got tons of free stuff. Persimmons picked from a scroll. 2 persimmons of excessively perfect appearance can be used to restore sanity. Able to see them and feel them, you're convinced you could even taste how sweet they are. Even though you know they're not but droplets of ink drawn from dustless scrolls. Even if you know it's ink, if you believe it's food, it's food. Crisp walnut cookies. A box of handmade snacks traditionally packaged. Lee knows how people love to stuff themselves full at the table on days of reunion, so he saves his craft just for dim sum that stores well. Spicy hot pot. A soup base and ingredients placed in a smelting basin. The aunt's ingredients are all chosen to her greatest likings. The extremely simply forged bronzeware also complements the chef, i.e. her. Is this really meant for domestic stewing? Golden syrup New Year's cake. A Yanny snack with golden luster. Mr. Nothing's never revealed the recipe he uses for New Year cakes. Perhaps ordinary, plain, and sweet is the flavor that most suits the holiday. Four free pulls. Very nice. Papaya leaf meat pie. With the encouragement of Annie's operators in the kitchen, Amia has added a leafy vegetable to her own meat pie filling. She's tried it herself, and she hopes you'll like it too. Thank you, Amia. Very good daughter. And as this is a new big event, there is a very lovely cutscene. If anyone has watched the live stream videos of the stuff I was watching like last weekend on stream, it's pretty much the same video. Woo! Alright, where's the... how do I... case investigation. Load readout. War is never far from human. Human catastrophe defenses. You displayed here deal more damage to ground units and take less damage from ground units. And roadblock. So this has the best Fire Emblem mechanic, which is high ground and low ground. And being more... hold on my throat. Alright, there we go. In Fire Emblem, it was you avoid damage and you're more accurate. And this one, you just deal more damage. This is human? The catastrophe defenses are huge. So from what I got from the live stream... One sec. What are you looking at? The enemy is attacking. Get ready. Alright. I'll help too, Instructor Doberman. Human doesn't really avoid catastrophes, it just kind of like rides them out with enormous defenses to just barricade themselves against it. Am I imagining things, or is your shooting sharper than usual? You're not. As the Yanni is saying that he who has the high ground has won half the battle. A human's catastrophe defenses are very tall. Operators on them will deal increased damage to enemies on the ground and take reduced damage when attacked by enemies on the ground. That's true for the enemy too. Oh wait, true for the enemy too? Yes, the enemy can climb using ladders, threatening our operators. It would be best to stop them before they reach the defenses. I'll help you out.
Standing by.
The enemy is coming around. Don't panic. Roadblocks on some of the bulwarks will slow the enemy, giving us time to defeat them. Alright, I'll do my best. I'll help too.
I'm listening. There you are. Please do a fall. No mercy for me.
Mission accomplished.
I think we did all right.
It's especially bad when ranged units start to get blocked because they don't attack enemies in the same priority order. They don't actually prioritize anything that they've blocked. So they can just end up taking damage and they can't actually hit the thing back. Dream of youth. Few are those who truly break away from home. Ling Shun, Wei Yinyu, the Grand Tutor, and Ling gather at Yumen in anticipation of Chongyu's leaving office. Li and Waifu have also come, following... I'm sorry, I'm bad with Chinese. Hoi Tenpai's trail. Lenuxia finds the body of the catastrophe messenger and escorts it out of the city. Spring in the Borderlands. Located in a harsh, desolate sandpit, there is no way for peaches to grow in the Lord Exorcist's courtyard. Okay, so... may as well get use out of our new core modules. Pure streams the Annie, so let's go ahead and bring her along too.
Give me a bit of freedom and I'll be happy.
So it is Miss Lazy. I don't have mulberries, so I can't add her. I'd have dusk, but I already have too much.
よし来たドクター大船に乗ったつもりで任せたまえ
So good defenders for high tiles are actually the push strokers and hookmasters, since they are just normal melee units and they have good defenses.
All right, it's showtime. Hi, everyone. I'm here to slack off.
The murder of the catastrophe messenger throws everyone into a panic. The Grand Tutor points out that the Firmament followers might be planning to do some harm to Human. Just as everyone is gathered to discuss the countermeasures, an assassin attempts to take Wei Yenwu's life. I'm seeing a picture of ramen with cheese and I'm disgusted.
私の指示に従ってください。
Dive East. One of Ya's offhanded creations, with a body of the Golden Sands, the color of the Golden Sands, and extremely keen hearing, it stalks the street like a shadow, collecting and relaying information.
Pain. A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Shh! Don't make any more noise.
Only ashes will remain.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Oh, is it my turn?
No one else. The living blaze will purify your tainted souls.
Get lost.
Gotta aim more
Okay, Tamimi can actually hit this tile now when she couldn't before.
やってみますか？やってみますか？
If I actually equipped her module,
It's okay. It's curable.
that would be the case, but I didn't because she was already still in the squad. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness.
A warrior must be ready to face
It's
death
okay,
on the
she just
battlefield.
bonked the ever-living hell out of that guy.
Medicine here. Please, take it.
Gotta love them multipliers.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
It's okay. It's curable. もう少し頑張ろう。
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
わかりました。 Medicine here. Please, take it.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Mission accomplished.
A mysterious thief steals the sword in which Chong Yu has sealed away the bestial Sui's spirit consciousness. Zhou Xianlao orders a series of operations to capture the Firmament followers, and Lin Wuxia runs into Waifu and Du Yoyi, who decided to join forces to find the true culprit. And the guy on screen was Lazy's nephew.
戦場の後処理まで気を抜いちゃダメだよ。
Not his real nephew, but the one that she makes call her auntie. Okay, let's actually equip modules, please. Thank you. We have shiny new toys. Let's use them. Shiny toys.
ドクターの技を勉強させてください。本当にGive me a bit of freedom and I'll be happy.
Yellow sands. How will the returning city tell dust from sand? Zoe pursues the assassin, but is unexpectedly obstructed. Len Uxia investigates the case in her own way and finds more than meets the eye.
And so, we go to harvest.
Everyone, no need to have cold feet here.
Alright, now we're hitting that range. These guys just popping out of nowhere.
Here we go.
4,000 damage. She is bonking with the best of them right now.
Does anyone need healing? Gotta aim more carefully. All right. Uh-huh.
よし来た任せてくれご所用から気を定め心を静かにする
Zoe is attacked in the market, escaping only with Kubai's help. Lee stumbles across Kyo Tianpai's. Oh man, I feel so bad. Then Uxia gets intel from the smugglers that convinces her that there is more to the catastrophe messenger's death than meets the eye.
少しの無駄もない完璧な勝利です。
Alright, in WD5 we can get Jaeyoon. How old trees grow. New leaves have yet to grow on the old tree. Does it remember the ones who planted it? The mysterious girl finds Ming Telyi at the Sword Forge and confesses her identity. She seems to have something of a grudge against Chongyu. And owing to an old friendship, Ming Telyi decides to help the girl flee the city.
This is gonna be exciting.
We'll take them out all at once. A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
僕ちゃんと動くよね。Shh! Don't make any more noise. 私です。
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
Incoming. Get ready, everyone.
Okay, there is no safe pathway through that.
雷語を聞きなさい。
頑張ります。スタンバイです。
And that's a shortcut.
よし来た。任せてくれ。ご所用かな。
Mr. Nothing, save me, please.
こっち。無の極地にいたらば身体意のごとくならん。こっち。ほらこっち。月に満ち欠けあり。扇に海兵あり。
You're going.
Get lost. 位置につきます。一騎白雷製法。縦貫砲炎参加。
I need to be careful.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Medicine here. Please, take it. 頑張ります。装備の調子、問題なさそうです。Oh, is it right? Stand still. It's okay. It's curable.
Mission accomplished.
Would have made a lot more sense to have D-cell binders. Leducia suspects the Sword Forge is related to the messenger's murder, and entices Du Yi to investigate. Tai secretly helps Zoli with tracking Shanghai Song's movement, but runs into an unusually powerful enemy.
It's over already? I was just starting to get warmed up.
Thank you, Feeder. Excellent work as always. Let the old times go. The Gazer did not want to keep an old friend reminiscing about the old days, or the old workshop. Okay, so I guess they're gonna try to destroy the roadblocks there. Lee finds Lin Uxia and tells her the story of Yuan's changes over the years. Zoli and Du Yi run into each other at the Sword Forge and find themselves attacked by the Shan Hanzong. The leader of the Shan Hanzong shows her face again. I remember that,
This is gonna be exciting.
I remember that the voice actor for Lin, Artemis Snow, was very kind enough to basically do a pronunciation
A
guide,
warrior must be ready to face
and then
death
I
on the
forgot
battlefield.
all the pronunciation. Shanghai Zong Desperado. A Shanghai Zong member tasked with defense. The Shanghai Zong have recruited many desperados using their burly physiques and heavy shields to provide shelter for their comrades.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
All right. 殴られたいやつは前に出ろ。
Get lost.
Uh-huh. From flexibility comes power. 水場の清掃なら得意だよ。Like a shadow.
A warrior must be ready to face My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Yep, this was definitely the time to have Tommy module.
Here we go. Hi-ya! Here we go. Here we go. And now this.
A warrior must be ready to
Uh-huh. From flexibility comes power.
Alright, Tommy, stop stunning any day now and do some crits.
Mission accomplished.
Troops arrive just in time to take control of the situation and arrest the Zhongyu martial artists caught in the fray. As Zhou is about to take them in for questioning, the sword is once again taken by the mysterious man from the clinic.
少しの無駄もない完璧な勝利です。
Believe my belief, for vengeance, for loyalty, for the people. We're doing that, though. Did it? The ridiculous slogan of the mountains, seas, and all in between shall be our masters has spurred a large group of bandits to make trouble all over Yan. Relayer deploys a Shanghai Zong cipher machine on the first deployable human catastrophe devices. Weird. These guys are just big. They ain't got anything else, they just big. Zoli finally catches up to Jaeyun, but is once again stopped by Huai Denpai. Then Ushia begins to see the whole picture based on the available clues and the reactions of others. Lynn is apparently just Sherlock Holmesing this. Rain forecast. Catastrophe is coming. Let those who must leave, leave. Let the debts that must be settled, be settled. Jayu wanders around the city looking for a chance to escape while taking in the unfamiliar nomadic city. Meanwhile, the mastermind appears before Lin Ushia.
And so, we go to harvest.
I'll do my best to make sure no one gets hurt.
Okay, so we have a long range here.
We'll take them out all
And
at
then
once.
these guys are gonna take a very long, winding route over here
My rule is the balance your lives hang in.
to this one.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Showtime!
What the hell is this? While this unit is on the field, increases all enemy attack speed and movement speed. Okay, that's,
Here we go. This is straight out of one of my movies.
that's no fun.
No one else.
I am Dublin.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
On alert! Gotta aim more carefully.
Shanghai Zong Ringleader. As invisibility, the next attack made after breaking invisibility will increase or will inflict increased damage. Yeah, you're not getting up here, buddy. I can barely see her here because of the glare.
Gotta aim more carefully.
Man, they weren't kidding, that increased attack can increase.
Gotta aim more carefully.
I am Dublin.
大砲の本質は己が内面と大地を一体化するところにある。
私です。スタンバイです。
This guy's got some pretty good defenses.
Take it. 私は重たいです。
Get lost.
No one else. I am Dublin. Mission accomplished.
Easy peasy.
曰く銅を得る者は助け多く、銅を失う者は助け少なし。であれば我々の勝利は必然と言えよう。
Ji-yoon! Come join my team. I'm a good person. Ji-yoon, spinner of flywheels. The Anasi girl Ji-yoon, come afar from the deserts of Yan. And the turn of the wheels, life and death are each other's roots. So this is the artist for her.
My birth name? Doctor, you understand the Anasa language? But I would rather continue to use the name Cheryun. Shifu gave me this name, and I like it.
Jayan. Her artist is the same artist for Quartz, so small layer of bias there.
The reasons to fight never change much. I still have a lot to learn after leaving the Wastes. I'm willing to do more, if you trust me to. As the Yanni's expression goes, a promise is worth 1,000 tales of gold.
Judy Alice Lee. Never heard of her.
The reasons to fight never change much. I haven't thought much about what I will become, but Rhodes Island could become home to many. Thank you, Doctor.
Alright, I should bring Shin onto the team. It's Yan. Why do I not have Shin?
Momantai. The reasons to fight never change much.
I have, like, no money.
Yes, I will complete the task you gave me.
This is gonna be exciting.
What is the path?
Pain. My rule is to balance your lives hang in. Get lost.
Showtime!
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
Take them out fast.
I need to be careful.
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
Medicine here. Please, take it. It's okay. It's curable.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Go ahead. I'm good. You're going. It's okay. It's curable.
Get lost.
What the hell is this guy?
よし来た任せてくれご所用かな好きに満ち欠けあり扇に開閉あり
Gotta aim more carefully.
Jump!
今回の戦場は初めてです。
Remember those poplars, and you'll always find your way.
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
私は重たいです。Here we go. 頑張ります。Medicine here. Please, take it.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Yes, I have a few more cairns on the Barrens.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, somehow I got through that. Ming Ta tells Lanucia his true intentions and the events that have transpired in Yuban over the past several decades. Shan Haizang... Shan Haizong show up again intending to steal the catastrophe data. Now, I haven't read, like, any Chinese New Year events, so I don't know any of these characters. Members who can cast strange arts. They superstitiously believe in those huge beings shouting, The mountains, seas, and all in between shall be our masters, while displaying a fraction of that divine power. Continuously locks onto a target and inflicts a large burst of arts damage after the channel completes, gaining increased attack speed afterward. Alright. Win Aegis. The fortress that guards the borders has no shortage of those who would guard it. Du Yagi and Lin Wuxia engage in a fight for their lives to retain the true catastrophe data, and are fortunately assisted by Waifu, Kyubai, and another. Facing such a dangerous enemy, the group is chivalrous, chivalrous youth joins forces to fight their foe. Thank you for not doubting me, Santa.
Doctor, I'm ready to go.
What a pain. A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
So to get these guys off of the roadblock, instead of just damaging them, I can drag them away.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
I really should take Amiya
This is
off,
Jet.
I need to be careful.
さすがドクター、賢明な決断だ。
I need to take her off S3 and just put her on S2.
ご所用かな。さっさとかかってきなさいってば。
Ready to move. Drop your weapon.
Here's the medicine.
I'm right here, Doctor.
And I can't hit from that range.
ご所用かな。
All right.
Medicine here.
I can hit from that range, though.
Here we go. From flexibility comes power.
Go ahead. I'm good. You're going.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
It's okay. It's Here we go. Who said the movie star couldn't be a real kung fu? Remember,
It's okay. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
here we go. It's straight out of one of my movies. Here's the medicine. Here I am. Here we go. From flexibility comes power.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Yes, I have a few more Karens on the Baron. Yes, I remember your instructions. It's okay. It's curable. Here we go. Who said the movie star couldn't be a real kung fu master?
That was interesting. In a critical moment, Ho Tenpai steps forward and defeats the leader of the Shanghai Zone, seeing father and daughter reunited at last. At the same time, the real catastrophe data makes its way to Zhou Shonlian Liao. In order to reach the capital in time, Zoe decides to let Yuman face the catastrophe head on.
It's over already? I was just starting to get warmed up.
Ancient mutters. Someone must make a stand for Yuman. Excuse me. As the catastrophe approaches, Yuman soldiers and civilians come together to make final preparations. All eyes are on Ho Tenpai and Chongyu at the foot of the tower, as they begin a duel 3 years in making. Apparently the other guy is like waifu's father, and he's kind of a deadbeat. He's one of those guys who is like, yeah, I'm leaving for cigarettes and I'll be back. Never.
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
You know the type.
Go ahead. I said you're going.
Wakarimashita. A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
That didn't switch her off S2. Oh well. Sandwalker can only be blocked by units with block 4 or higher. It can carry up to 4 passengers and unloads its passengers upon first reaching a ladder. Big fella.
Does anyone need healing? Roger.
Extremely slow, though.
I'll pile some stones here to mark the trail.
Yes? Are you ready? Moving out! Yoshita shimashou.
It's okay. It's curable. Ikuzo!
Yoshita shimashou. Gibyakurai seiho! Jukan hoen sanka!
Yes, I remember your instructions.
Oh yeah, it's a Machina, so it's gonna eat arts damage like crazy.
I'll go. I'll go. Would you give up after a loss? Yes, I remember your instructions.
Here's the medicine.
Alright, that has a set range.
Don't force my hand!
Here's the
Ichi ni tsukimashita. Gibyakurai seiho! Jukan hoen sanka!
I'm right here, Doctor. I know what you're thinking. Gotta aim more carefully.
Yeah, Lazy's just tearing him up. Catastrophe has come. Ji-yoon pulls out the sword before Shifu's grave outside the city, bringing a certain plot to fruition. On the tower, Lenucia sees her father fall to the ground, exhausted in the fight against the catastrophe, and realizes her duty.
If
For
I could
those that
learn
don't
from you,
remember, her
Doctor,
father is
I
the
could
Rat
protect
King.
my people's lands.
Hibernate. Old wounds fester in suspicion and anger. Infinite seasons, finite lifespan, and it has returned home. Okay, so this is the boss stage, which means, yeah. A transport vehicle engineered by the Ministry of Engineering, hijacked by the Shanghai when they infiltrated Human. Carry up to 4 soldiers smoothly over desert terrain. I love having free sanity pots. Apparently, if you don't have those extra sanity pots, you can't actually clear the store normally as a free-to-player. While the catastrophe rages on, Jae-yoon returns the sword to Chong-yu, bringing closure to old grievances. Chong-yu senses that something is not right, and sees an old friend in the inner city of Human.
This is gonna be exciting.
Okay, so we have lung pathway here. There's just a whole section of defenses right here, with no way for the enemy to get on or off. Let's see, this is a very long pathway that goes like this. It drops people off here, but they can also get onto the ramp here. And just, this bottom lane's just, people just can't get up top. Alright, whatever you say, mate.
What a pain. My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
On alert.
Oh yeah, you're not allowed up there. No, no. This is strictly a no-nerd zone. You are not allowed up here.
Here we go. This is straight out of one of my movies.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder. Take them out fast.
Okay, we need a healer and
Does anyone need healing?
mage.
Get lost.
Yeah. Oh my god, this text is so tiny. The executioner, or the executor of the firmament. Yeah. According to the Sui Regulatory's ancient scrolls, one of the firmaments hunted by the Yan 1,000 years ago with the mystic ability to cut away the seasons and hold them at its bosom. Its wounds still refuse to close, and it laps at them in fury and bewilderment. It returns once more to familiar Yan soil. And that tells me nothing of what the boss actually does, game. Thank you, in your extremely tiny text.
It's okay. It's curable.
However, I'm seeing glowing tiles on the ground, which is not usually a good sign.
Roger. Here's the medicine.
However, I can't click them and it says that, they're undeployable or anything.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Nothing. Why did I play you?
Oh, is it my turn? Here I am.
A warrior
Oh,
must be
does
ready
it
to
just
face
spawn
death on
things
the
behind it? Yeah, things just spawn behind it.
Here. Are you afraid of me?
Ready to move. Drop your weapon.
Wakarimashita.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
I'll be a kill.
I'm right here, Doctor.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder. 位置につきました。
Oh, is it flying now? It's flying now. Just what I needed.
Are you ready? My rule is to balance your lives. Who said this movie star couldn't be a real kung fu master?
I say that I got this, but the further they walk,
My weapon chooses its worthy
the more things that are just gonna spawn behind me. Which is, extremely of the bad nature. Like, super duper duper bad. Because it just means that they can do something like that, which is just spawn things behind me. And it is absolutely flying, which means that I cannot... I cannot, actually stop it.
Go ahead. I'm ready. You're going.
Yep.
A warrior must be ready to face
Yep, there's a lot happening. Okay. I have something of an idea of how this boss works now. So I need to split up. I need to stop it early so I can stop the other one early. I gotta divide up the damage. Okay, let's actually read what it does now. Applies Winter Void on tiles it travels over. Winter's Void continuously summons enemies. Spring's Birth summons a Mirage when blocked. Mirage gains low-altitude hovering and applies Winter Void on tiles it passes over. If not defeated after some time, Ya teleports to its position. When its HP reaches 0 in its first form, attains Autumn's Bounty, Slice the Seasons, Worldly Self, attacks change to range with increased attack range, and gains low-altitude hovering. Autumn's Bounty summons a delusion that has similar abilities to Ya and also applies Winter's Void on tiles it passes over. When Ya is defeated, the delusion also dies. If the delusion dies, Ya loses a percentage of its max HP. So wait. If Ya's defeated, the delusion also dies, but I killed Ya and the delusion didn't die. Did it teleport to the illusion? To the delusion? Slice the Seasons. Ya and delusion deal AoE damage, then switch places and Oh! So they switch when they do the AoE. Okay. Okay. So it's going to switch immediately if there's people nearby because it'll do Slice the Seasons. Okay. Worldly Self. Ya and Delusion deal AoE damage to surrounding units. Okay. Alright. Let's do a quick check online to see whether or not this boss is actually, is affected by CC or not. Because low altitude hovering is not fun when you can't knock low altitude hovering off. They're immune to all forms of CC. Okay. Alright. So it's gonna be like that. They are basically a flying unit. Alright, which means, Amiya needs to definitely kill very quickly. But the problem is... when they switch, there's a whole bunch of things that are going to be coming up behind that distract people. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's keep at it. This time, let's not let Mr. Nothing just eat all my DP.
行くぞ、奴らをぶちのめすぞ。
What a pain.
On alert!
Get lost.
All right.
Once again, no nerds allowed.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
So it's in my best interest not to let... Okay, yeah, it's actually in my best interest not to let it make a whole bunch of tiles, because then the tiles summon things behind it. So I kind of need to crowd the entrance just to limit the amount of things that are being summoned. Less things being summoned is better for me. And then when it moves to phase 2, I can switch everyone out so that it can't do Slice the Seasons. If it can't do Slice the Seasons, then I don't need to worry about it switching constantly. Okay, let's try that.
My files! All shattered.
I also need to burn a teeny bit of sanity. So while I'm thinking about this, I'm gonna run an auto, and I'm also gonna go get some food real quick. I'm hungry. I had to order pizza today, so it's pizza.
Everyone, prepare for battle. What a pain. My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
Here I am. Wakarimashita.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
I need to be careful. Roger.
I'll pile some stones here to mark the trail.
Take them out fast.
Gotta aim more carefully.
Go Tete! Come!
A few more cairns on the Barrens.
Here's the medicine.
Drop your weapon!
It's okay. It's curable.
来訪の本質は己が内面と大地を一体化するところにある。
We won't believe in me.
Saすがドクター、賢明な決断だね。
If I could learn from you, Doctor, I could protect my people's lands.
Perfectly timed, as everything I do is, of course. Sano's having burgers tonight. That sounds good. Not quite a burger girl myself, but I fully understand the good burgerness. So I might be able to use Ji-yoon to kind of do like a little circle dookie, her S2 attack, so that it inflicts the movement speed debuff on the boss, and then I can just wail on it with Amiya. That's the idea. I don't know how well that'll work, but that's the idea. Also, Pearl just broke open my door. Hi, Pearl. How are you? Do you want some attention? Yeah, you want some attention, don't you, baby girl? Yeah, that's right. Good girl. Good girl for Pearl. So I'll try to put Ji-yoon, like, maybe right about here. Use S2 in phase 2. Amiya can square away with Chimera. And I guess just pelt them with a mass amount of range units. Sounds like the go-to. So long as I can do that quickly and just burst down the boss, I don't have to worry about the delusion making tons of problems.
I'll do my best to make sure no one gets hurt.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
All right.
Theater's more than enough to take down these guys at first.
Does anyone need healing?
A warrior must be ready to...
Who said the movie star couldn't be a real kung fu master? Moving. It's okay. It's curable.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
I'll pile some stones here to mark the trail.
Drop your weapon. Here's the medicine.
Hi, Pearl. Do you need to go out? I think she might need to go out.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Roger.
Hey, where...
I'm coming.
Ji-yoon, where do you...
Gotta aim more carefully.
Dang it.
My rule is to balance your
Yeah,
lives
it'll
hanging.
be on Saga. Or, it'll be on Siege.
Here we go.
This is Chen. Stop!
Here's the medicine.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
わかりました。Gotta aim more carefully.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Here's the medicine.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder. Get lost. This is Chen.
Alright, so how long does phase 1 last?
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
喧嘩？乾物を潤すのがお水だよ。
This is Chen. warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Gotta aim more carefully.
よしとしましょう。一気白雷製法。縦貫砲炎参加。From flexibility comes power. Get lost. Ready to move. This is chance. Don't force my hand. Yes.
Everyone leave.
Medicine here. Please.
Everyone
take
leave.
it.
Go ahead. I'm all ready. Where do you think you're going?
A few more Karens on the Barrens.
Oh, they go ahead, they switch regardless of whether or not anybody's actually
I'm
there.
right here, Doctor. I'm right here, Doctor. Everyone believes in me. 今回の戦場は初めてです。私は重たいですが。
That did take down a pretty significant amount,
I wish you'd give up after a while.
but, not nearly enough.
Moving out.
Medicine here. Please.
お水のお届けだよ。Oh, is it my here I am?
Gotta aim more carefully.
This is straight out of one of my movies.
Ready to move. Stop. 雷語を聞き出せ。
Here's the medicine.
Here we go. This is straight out of one of my movies.
Yep.
I'll go.
Well, it seems like it disappears
Gotta
over
aim more
time, too.
carefully.
Hi, Suno. I'm doing
I'm
pretty well figuring out the
More
boss.
tired than I thought. I apologize.
So either way, they're gonna switch. So I'm gonna need to be ready for that.
This is gonna be exciting.
I'll do my best to make sure no one gets hurt.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Showtime.
I need to be careful.
My rule is the balance your lives hang in.
It's okay. It's curable.
Take them out fast. My rule is the balance your lives hang in.
Remember the...
It's okay. It's cure.
Don't force my hand. Ready to move. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Here's the medicine.
Get lost.
I forgot I need to kill the delusion.
On alert.
And that it will just keep going past the delusion and switch.
私破損したパーツを集めてきます。少しでも損失を減らせるかも。
Everyone, prepare for battle.
I'm Feeder. Pleased to beat you.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Showtime.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Ji-yoon is a new character, yeah.
Take them out fast.
Does anyone need healing? From flexibility comes power. Medicine here. Please, take it. On alert.
Get lost. This is Chan. Drop your weapon.
Remember those poplars, and you'll always find your way.
Gotta aim more carefully.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
やってみますか? Here's the medicine. Roger.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
It's okay. It's curable.
This is Chen. Stop! My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Oh, is it my turn? It's okay. It's curable.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
水場の清掃なら得意だよ. It's okay. It's curable.
So long as it doesn't get too far, yeah, the tile does disappear after a while.
Get lost.
And we want to make sure that we get through as many enemies as possible.
Here's the medicine.
Excuse me.
This is Chen. My rule is to balance your lives hanging.
Here's the medicine.
Alright, I've largely closed out the rest of the enemies.
Ready to move. Don't force my hand.
うわ、本当にやってる.
わかりました. This is Chen. Ready to move.
So this delusion's gonna swap regardless of what I do, so I just need to hit it really, really hard.
Go ahead. I'm bye. Medicine here. Please, take it. Here.
よしとしましょう。ご清定来い。
A few more Karens on the Baron.
Everyone believes in me. ドクターは私に気づいていない。気づいていない。
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Here's the medicine.
I'll go. Would you give up after a loss?
My weapon chooses its worthy
I
wielder.
did a lot of damage.
Medicine here. Please, take it. Go ahead. Okay? You're going.
From flexibility comes power!
水場の清掃なら得意しっかりして。
Yes.
It's okay. Here's the medicine.
I just needed more damage on the top side, I think. Mr. Nothing, unfortunately, you are being quite accurate to your name and giving me nothing. You're not doing very much right now. I need more. Curse you, low altitude hovering. Alright, we're in range city, so I need to... Where's my range goodies?
We're bringing everyone home, safe and sound.
Run while you can. Better to be a coward with a pulse than a martyr with a grave.
Showtime!
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder. Take them. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Does anyone need healing? Gotta aim more carefully.
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
On alert!
Don't force my hand!
殴られたいやつは前に出ろ! Got it. Gotta aim more carefully.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Alright, I need to buy myself some time.
Remember those poplars, and you'll always find your way.
Doctor, gotta aim more carefully.
My rule is to balance your lives hang in.
Alright, Tony, we stopped doing too good of a job.
Ready to move. Jump! This is Chen.
Go ahead. I'm all meridian set.
Uh-huh. Here's the medicine.
ドクターは私に気づいていない。気づいていない。お水のお届けだよ。You're going.
Medicine. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
はい、終わりにしましょう。
Everyone believes in me.
I'll go. Your families will be sad if they never see you again.
今回の戦
Medicine here. Please, take it.
頑張ります。装備の調子もん
Go!
Kinda seems like they swap a lot.
Medicine here. Please, take it.
It's really hard to tell when they do and do not swap.
私ごめんなさい。
Alright, so we need to reel Tamimi back because she was doing too much of a good girl job. And I wasn't ready.
We'll take them out all at once. Get lost.
All right.
My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
Does anyone need healing?
Take them out fast. Here's the medicine. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder.
It's okay. It's curable.
Don't force my hand.
殴られたいやつは前に出ろ。Shh. Don't make any more noise. Got it. やってみますか。
Medicine here. Please, take it. My rule is to balance your lives hanging. Are you ready?
It's okay. It's curable. Oh, is it my turn? You're going.
My rule is to balance your lives hanging. Here's the medicine. This is chance. Drop your weapon. My weapon chooses its worthy wielder. Here's the medicine. 雷語を聞きなさい。
ドクターは私に気づいていない。僕はちゃんと動かない。It's okay. It's curable.
やってみましょう。
ドクターは私に気づいていない。
Medicine here. Please, take it.
ドクターは私に気づいていない。気づいていない。
Here's the medicine.
私は重たいです。
Here's the medicine. Ready to move. Medicine here. Please, take it. Here we go.
水場の清掃なら得意だよ。Go ahead. ready and set. It's okay.
Okay, they switch once.
はい
I'm right here to find out what you're thinking. Here I am. ブック、スタンバイです。しっかりして。
一気脈内製法循環放炎作家
They switched.
It's okay. It's curable.
Ready to move. Dim!
They switched again.
I'll pile some stones here to mark the trail.
And they're down.
Here's the medicine. ブック、スタンバイです。
Thank you, Amiya, expert boss killer. Oh no, it's not proving problematic at all. I'm done.
出してくれれば楽になりますよ。
I basically won by
Ready to
this
move.
point.
Don't force my hand.
ドクターは私に気づいていない。気づいていない。本当にやってる。Oh, here's the medicine. Go ahead.
As long as Cruz and Tomimi keep doing a good job, which, they're good girls. They're doing an excellent job. Hooray! Hooray for bursting down the boss being a legitimate strategy. Changyu defeats Ya and makes a stand for Yuman in his way, then gives the sword to Ha Tenpai. They agree to fight again in 40 years. The damage that Yuman has taken will need 2 months to repair. Ya learns new information and sets out.
If I could learn from you, Doctor, I could protect my people's lands.
And crystalline components are the ones that... I really hope there wasn't a metal for that. I didn't bother checking. No, EX3, EX3, EX1. Oh, there was metal for it. And defeat y'all while delusion is active. Alright, excellent work, gang. So that's the event, actually. Of course, I can still get freebie stuff, and I will. Meditation. The seat is too deep to be suitable for reclining, but is perfect for drawing your legs back and curling up. For maladies that cannot be cured with herbs, acupuncture, or cupping, the clinic's owner will teach patients a set of exercises such as meditation or qigong, which may dispel blood stasis and relieve knotting of the heart. The Symphony of Drums. A mahogany frame with a high-quality animal skin spread across down the drums usher peace into human. The young apprentice who had just started training Kung Fu with the boss for a few months hears the pounding of the 3 drums, feels the heat of his blood, and throws a set of respectable punches. Remembrance. Though they are but crude stone tiles, they have been stationed in the city of Yumen for hundreds of years. 20 years ago, upon them approached the sound of armor scraping against stone. The clinic's light shone a long vigil, and the doctor brewed strong tea, waiting for warriors to return from the disasters seeking medical aid. All Shallow. An antique-style floor lamp with a rice paper shade treated with an herbal balm to ward off biting insects. A prestigious figure who once came to see the doctor here dipped his hand in wine and wrote something on the lampshade. People often mistake it for some high-level kung fu, but when they go sneak a peek, they only see a few blurry words. Do it yourself. The Peace Beneath. A solid A solid wooden pillar supporting the beams of the roof. The room's interior has been renovated many times, and only it remains constant. It has survived the shaking of the mountains and the splitting of the earth. It has blocked knives and swords. Even if it is now only used to hang clothes, it still props up a corner of human in its own way. Replete with life anew, the observation deck's walls are carved from the finest mahogany, with a dead branch brought back from the desert planted within the pot. Perhaps because children pour their bitter herbal soups into the pot, fresh shoots will occasionally emerge from these dry branches. I go. A wall of real wood decorated with the interplay of square and circle that reflects the adage that talent must not transcend righteousness, and that mindfulness ought to encompass all things. Herbalism is much like Kung Fu, and that herbs and trees are just like punches and kicks. Each has their own identifiable rules, and only after understanding them can one move forward. Wash sand, cleanse dust. Dust. The wooden laundry tubs commonly used by the people of Yumen often have a fine mesh at the bottom to filter out the sand mixed in with their clothes. Since the boss secretly sprinkled ground shanyu into the medicine cabinet, the apprentice no longer dares to wash clothes with sepicant powder. Also, as a commentary, I don't think that boss was a particularly good one. Largely because the only mechanic I was really dealing with there, and this might change in the EX stage where the damage is increased and I have to probably pay a little bit more attention. But about the only mechanic that really mattered was the mirage / delusion, and you kill that the same way that you kill everything else. You just DPS hard enough. Like, that's pretty much just the solution. I just DPS'd hard enough with Alsta and Avia and Lazy just ganging up on it. In comparison to Ablana, where I had to at least pay attention to the field and use an HP tank. I consider that one a little bit better, but everyone has their own methodology of what they consider to be good gameplay or bad gameplay. We had to talk about this in one of our Arknights servers. We were talking about how Ablana was a boring boss or not a good boss because the best way to beat her is just to, stall her out because her HP shield is so big. But I thought it was thematic. Because if she has nobody to use in her narcissistic necromancy ways, then she's all by herself. And that was highly thematic. Concealed Edge. A weapon rack made from yellow sandalwood. The craftsman carved the side panels with a traditional cloud pattern that signifies peace and harmony. A thick layer of dust and sand has accumulated on the shelf. It has been 20 years, and the ranger brought the bow and arrow here, has perhaps long forgotten about them. Duel with oneself. A commonly seen wooden training dummy, distinguished only by the extra animal tail and a few scratches on its surface. At night, when nobody is on duty, a burly feline can sometimes be seen saluting the self-resembling dummy before testing a flurry of moves on it, all the way until the sun rises. Treading sand. A Yanni's carpet with a regular symmetrical pattern. It's finely woven, but it also accumulates sand and dust easily. Remember to tread carefully when dancing with the sword or brandishing the staff, lest the boss sweep you out of the door along with the sand you kicked up. Cohesion. A chunk of blue stone, chiseled into the shape of an ancient bronze anvil, capable of pulling all the muscles in one's body when swung. When dealing with the hardest substances in the pharmacopoeia, This rectangular stone anvil is more efficient than originium grinders, provided you're as strong as that strapping feline fellow. Simplicity. Once a wooden dummy turned into this masterpiece by an ambitious kick. The fellow sent by the dojo to retrieve medicine was more interested in showing off than learning. While originally here on an errand for his master, by the time he left he had prescribed himself a few portions of get back up deduction. I will take some of these. Jaeyun.
Doctor.
You know, I still got some time. I can just go ahead and do these paradox sims. I've only been at this for 2 hours. Eternal Fire Pendant Lamp. This exquisite ancient... This exquisite antique... A Yan-style pendant lamp glows with a gentle light, but draws one's gaze in the dead of night. In the days after the end of the war, the clinic's hall was always lit up, waiting to tend to the wounds of seriously injured soldiers. Nowadays, the eternal flame only awaits a few old friends. Decoction Wood Stove. A high-quality, white clay from deep within the ground, fired through over 10 stages into a Yan-style clay stove. After the medicinal decoction passes over the flame, the clinic's owner picks up the pot handle and pours its contents into a bowl. The residual heat from the stove is strong, and it reminds him of the sand he once held between his hands in the desert. Bluestone Mortar. A medicinal grinding station made from chiseled and smoothed high-quality blue stone. It has been in use for several years, and the fragrance of herbs remains even after the debris has been washed away. Occasionally, martial artists will use it to stretch their backs and loosen their sinews before practicing kung fu. And they say it's gentler and more comfortable than having the clinic's owner do it. Dispensary grinding table. After the carving and grinding of the observation deck, the carpenter turned the leftover wood into a low table and presented it to old friends. The herbal formula have long been memorized, and the book keeps records of old clients' illnesses. For a great many seasons, the sound of pestle against mortar would resound without pause until the crack of dawn. Herb Basket Rack. A 3-layer basket frame woven from fine willow branches, used to spread out undried medicinal materials for ventilation and protection from the sunlight. In the early morning, the clinic owner squats in the alleyway before a pile of herbs, sifting and shaking out dust and dirt. The morning breeze tugs at his clothes, but the herbs in his hands are not blown away at all. I didn't quite get to read what furniture set that is.
For a place to rest my feet, it is acceptable.
With 25 seconds to spare, because I have the best timing in the world, we can switch back to tequila and get our full bonus. I have never been punished for anything in my life.
I was out of practice with a few skills.
Man, I have no LMD left.
I'm used to the darkness. Oh, there's the light.
And it is in fact a full... God, I need so much LMD. Decoration mode, theme, human clinic. A clinic reconstructed based on waifu's descriptions. A place like this, where martial instruments outnumber medicinal ones, would only be found in human. Hi, Padenko. Alright, let's see what else we got.
Doctor.
So, I don't actually have Mulberry at all. Very nice. But her outfit is very cute with, like, the, I guess it's kind of like a koi fish look, but it also has kind of like an ethereal butterfly type deal. And it's very pretty. I like it. So when I inevitably get Mulberry, she will wear this very cute outfit. New arrivals, reflection that of the moons. Made by Lungman tailors inspired by the waterscapes of Junki. The delicate cuts and soft gauze represent the reflection of the lotus in water when the moon is out. Canterbillies is also kind of nice. I heard that Ling's is actually not good because it's a towelless robe, but it does a lot of things like not acceptable, like she's doing a Buddhist pose, and that's a towelless robe, and you're not supposed to mix those together. They take a lot of offense to that, so it's kind of like, Hypergriff can apparently be racist against, you know, their own culture, I guess. Take it for what it is, I guess. Granny, your outfit is terrible. I think that's the only other one I want. I do kind of want Swire's outfit since she was announced as an alt. But I'm gonna think about that for a little bit. Yeah, Santa? Isn't it their own religions? Yeah, kind of, yeah. I don't know much about it, but the people I've heard it from were like, it's not the best situation. Anyway, so I'll do these Paradox Sims, and then are there still costume vouchers for future alts? No, they took away all of our free stuff because they decided that we were getting too much free stuff. Because as you can see from all the alts that they add to the game nowadays, they're gonna keep adding alters. And so they were like, oh, we can't keep giving you free stuff. That's gonna completely mess up our economy of a gacha where, you know, we're exploitative. So we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen, and you can just use the characters together now. Because originally, since you couldn't, like, use Scotty Alter, you couldn't use Scotty Alter, or you couldn't use Spectre Alter, and you couldn't use Spectre Normal on the same thing. You had to pick one or the other. And, you know, that made sense because they're the same person. But then they were like, yeah, we gotta take away the rewards, so now you can just use both of them at the same time. That's your compensation. And it's dumb. I liked free things, and it made sense that you couldn't have the same character twice. Anyway, keep calm and stay cool. Haphazardly splashing ink everywhere when in turmoil is most likely a waste of effort and time. And for someone like Dusk, it was even more troublesome to sort out her messed up paintings. But coincidentally, there were two uninvited helpers whom she was unexpectedly familiar with, and she was no longer in the mood to snap at them. sometimes Paradox Sims are very annoying.
When 'tis a choice of life and death, why shouldst thou lay down thy arms?
I'm in a good mood today. I'll give you this one I've titled Bones on the Sand. This battlefield would do well with a splash of ink.
I love this song too.
A knife, a life. Weapons are the basis for society.
I guess that was when
Slipped on a stroke.
when I needed to
Start
use
over.
skill.
Let's just get this done with.
Yeah, sometimes Paradox Sims can take like a half hour to try to do, but I think Blemish Shines was just kind of like a special brand of awful.
Would any of you like to be my paint?
Alright, Senno. You go enjoy your breakfast. I appreciate you stopping by. We, I was pretty much wrapping up anyway, so I don't feel bad about it. I wouldn't feel bad about it anyway because, you know, buddies and what have you.
I'm in a good mood today.
So you can tell that Dusk S3 is meant for this map because, oh gee, look, every deployable tile is her S3 range.
Copy the infinite with the tangible. Bring the intangible to life.
Just flood the field with choke points.
Oh, my body burns at over 1,400 degrees.
Alright, Dusk, I need you to,
Don't go too far. Better leave the fine brush
Come
at
on.
home. I am rather attached to you. Most of the time.
there we go.
Mission accomplished. Not bad.
And Ak. Just take your medicine. Ak would always dispense mysterious medicine to the most anxious operators on the battlefield. After ingesting them, their fighting prowess would momentarily and substantially boosted, and victory came easy. But the side effects also made everyone who took them suffer. Some would doze off, some would have their hair curl, And some would always get the taste of durian out of their mouth.
Let's share a dance. May the war grant us the redemption we seek. Or will it?
新薬の臨床試験と行こうじゃねえか。
'Tis but a flash in the drift of time.
買ってみればこの薬のすごさ。
気をつけなよ。そう早く切り裂かれないようにね。
Podcast 3 is in fact very good for Carnelian. I do not have Carnelian. Oh, am I supposed to turn him around? Yeah, I'm supposed to turn him around. That's why I have Snowsen's little thingamabob. That makes sense.
Let's share a dance.
安心しとけ。俺がいるからには死にたくても死ねねえから。節制してるといざという時痛い目見るぜ。
お役に立てそうに見えていますよ。
戦場は俺に合わねえけど命に危険なしさ。
敵を引きかわせ。奴らの肉をすりつぶせ。
Like, why is Schwarz even here? Is there a reason why she's here? She's just attacking things over here. She's doing all of this by herself. She doesn't need to be here. Like, you could just take out this entire section. It's completely miscellaneous.
May the war grant us the redemption we seek. Or will it? お役に立て見えていますよ。Let's begin. Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Of course they did that. Okay, so that's why Schwarz is there.
大丈夫だ旦那。生きてさえいれば俺が全部直してやるよ。
And that explains why they give me two of them.
Better safe than sorry. May the war grant us the redemption we seek. Or will it?
So Shiny needs to be here.
Flourish or perish.
俺の処方は軽くないぜ。戦場を使ってみればこの
敵を引きかわせ。奴らの肉をすりつぶせ。
節制してるといざという時痛い目見るぜ。
I'm used to fighting alone, singing a song.
使ってみればこの薬のすごさがわかるぜ。
おしとやかな戦い方ともっと直接的なものとどちらが好みかな。節制して安心しとけ。俺がいるからには死にたくても死ねねえから。
Let's begin. Fear not.
医学は当てたら二度と正論様と違って私は情けをかけません。
There we go. A very good, simple Oct demonstration.
敵を捕まえて実験体にしても公約違反には当たらねえ。心配いらないって。
Alrighty, that's everything. As far as I can tell. I don't exactly need crystalline circuits, so... just gonna do some auto-deploys of that. I'll need to make sure that all my auto-deploys have trust farming, though. But I can get to that later. Let's see if I can't find somebody to raid.
A warrior must be ready to face death on the battlefield.
Let's see, Yuzu is currently doing the event, but are they doing reading? Is she doing reading? It hasn't even really started yet. Heck and Sleepy's doing Metroid Prime Remastered. Alright, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. That's who we're raiding. We're paying Mr. Heck and Sleepy back for so generously spending some time with us and Ablana the other week.
Stones here to mark the trail.
Take them out fast.
Yeah, that's right. Alright. Well, I appreciate everybody stopping by. I don't know if I'll stream this weekend or not. We'll see what happens. If I do, it's probably gonna be Half-Life again. So, until then, bye-bye!